Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to the Plug Talk Sports live show. This is episode 209. This is the first of the last 3 episodes of 2025, and then we'll be taking a nice little break until 2026 to enjoy Christmas and New Year's. So enjoy these faces while you can. We got myself, Danny Torres. We've got Brandon Hernandez. We've got Jonka. We got some topics to talk about tonight. The first one, usually we talk about college football and we get into NFL. We will talk about those things. Usually they're first, but we're gonna rearrange it because there is some important stuff to talk about. First, some championships to go around, and first, that's gonna be finally. Inter Miami CF are the MLS Cup champions. It was, I don't want to say 5 years, but 5 years, I believe 4th different head coach, some rosters that were very
questionable,
successful, sanctions. It's had everything in its 5 years of life. I was part of the organization in 2021, which, guys, look, I was part of the organization in 2021, and obviously during that time, Phil Neville was the head coach. We didn't really have a roster that was competitive, so I wasn't lucky enough to see the MLS Cup come to South Florida as part of the organization, but I was there kind of in growing pains of the organization. It was second year of life. But I kind of saw the foundations being set. I saw kind of the vision of where they wanted to go, where they wanted to take this. So I'm happy for David Beckham and Jorge and Jose Mas. They definitely really wanted this. They got it done. They were able to beat Vancouver in the final 3-1. They proved me wrong. I wasn't rooting against Inter Miami, but I did say at the very beginning of the year, I did say that Vancouver was going to be the team that won it all. And surprisingly, they made it all the way to the final. You know how these things go in the MLS. It's a very unpredictable league. Things change all the time. The top seed is never really the team that wins the championship. We saw Philadelphia Union was first seed in the East, and they didn't make it. They didn't make it. But yeah, congrats to them. And I'll have some more points, but I just want to open the floor to you guys on this MLS Cup victory.
Yeah, honestly, I would probably say one of the biggest markers, because obviously, the Messi mania, this being Alba's and Busquets' last ever game of their careers. A stellar career from international play, club play, obviously, with Barcelona. But what about the guys like Ian Frey from the academy staying with this roster throughout the entire existence of this team? What about Allende leading all goal scorers throughout the postseason? And obviously, without the hat trick in the Eastern Conference, without, from what we've seen from him, because obviously Suarez, whether that be biting someone, spitting someone, pushing someone, he's always going to miss matches. But Allende really stepped up, I think, in that part. I like the storylines of the roster that we saw from the season. And for me, and I'm pretty sure for you guys as well, when we first saw this club turn to existence, we have, stories of Lewis Morgan or Callan Breck Shea, or the magical hat trick of Pizarro that one night. Yeah. You know what I mean? So to finally see this club reach the top of the ladder, that Beckham and Jorge Mas promised to do so, and in the best way possible, because again, bring another championship to Broward County in Fort Lauderdale. It's amazing to see Chase Stadium be a send-off like that. This is, for me personally, this is the only club that I'm a fan of where I saw the existence, of birth happen to it.
Yeah.
So this is incredible, really incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm actually kind of scared for the traffic we're gonna get for the Miami Freedom Park by my house, because if that's how you finish the season, heading into next season with a whole new stadium, I don't even want to know how it's gonna be. But yeah, I gotta give credit to Inter Miami, David Beckham, Jorge Mas, the entire staff. Um, like Daniel said, all the sanctions and all the drama, the head coaches, everything, the terrible defenses, the set pieces that we've given up over the
Yeah.
years. Man, it's finally over. We can finally call ourselves champions. The Messi project has been completed, and probably I think he just signed the extension early a
Yeah.
couple months ago, so he's still here. But I think what really helped this team was Suarez finally, kind of getting pushed aside and getting a younger player in Allende and Salvetti. And you kind of noticed that the offense took a huge step forward, because now you got youth, you got speed, you got attack, you got everything. You don't have no offense to Suarez, I mean, if they're listening, kind of slow, didn't make any runs. You just kind of wanted a couple direct shots if Messi could give it to you, but overall, you weren't really giving this team another dimension. Allende and Salvetti gave it to you. Like you said, everybody else in the defense. Mascherano, honestly, this is probably one of the best defenses we've had.
Yeah.
I gotta give credit to where it's due. We did pretty good this year on defense. Not gonna lie, but yeah, David Beckham. If you guys don't know, I've known him before the team was even made. He went to the restaurant. He gave me a shirt before even the team had a name. I FaceTime Danny, bro. It's been a journey for me, actually. Just knowing that we had a team before the name, newspaper, pictures, videos, everything, and now to see that we're actually champions, bro. Honestly, this is a dream come true, bro. This is
It's
awesome.
and let me tell you that connection. It's funny how that connection continued to grow because I remember calling you and I tell you, "Hey, bro, I just got hired at Inter Miami, and now David Beckham's my boss," and that connection kept growing. Um, I will say I agree with Jonka. We had Franco Panizo on Pressing Matters this past Thursday. It was a fantastic episode. Franco's a great guy, great journalist. Um, I think the moment it all changed for this club in the playoffs and just the way that they played is like Jonka said. Unfortunately, when Suarez got shown the bench and Allende was given that chance to start, I think that's really when it changed for this team. Unfortunately for Suarez, he's not the player that he used to be. We all know that. And if reports are true, and there's a lot of people that are saying it, I retweeted it today. He's on his way out. He is exiting Inter Miami, and he's heading back to his boyhood club, Nacional, in Uruguay. So that, alongside what Brandon was saying, Alba and Busquets last game, we might have just seen Suarez last time in pink. Obviously, today for all MLS teams, it's officially the off season, and teams can make moves. Some teams have already started making moves, but we're expected to see Inter Miami start making some roster moves very shortly. In the coming days, in the coming week. I know Jorge and Jose Mas both said that they already had replacements lined up and verbal commitments for players that were coming on to replace Alba and Busquets. And I think that, Franco said on our podcast on Thursday that this was going to be Messi 2.0, meaning a new era for Messi and Inter Miami with new players around him. So we'll see in the coming days and weeks what the front office decides to do, who they bring on. But I think Suarez is gone, guys.
Yeah. But the one thing I do want to say, though, because, and again, love the roster that finished, obviously deserving of the cup itself. But imagine if Kramaski was still on this team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Imagine like we were able to keep some of these guys going to the roster next year. So I don't know who it's going to be that they bring in. Hopefully, age isn't an issue.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
it's not like an
Yes.
older crowd coming in.
There is a problem that I told Janka, I told Alex Windley, who's been on this show as well. I told Franco, I was disappointed, and I'm going to shout out Miami here. I was disappointed in the reaction of the city towards this championship because when the Panthers, and we're talking about hockey in South Florida, hockey, bless you, Brandon. We're talking about hockey.
What's the issue with hockey?
Showed up to Bird Road to celebrate the Stanley Cup and packed Bird Road down here in Miami to celebrate the Stanley Cup. And for Inter Miami, it was ghost town, nothing. And it's like you haven't really seen a lot of advertisement about come get your hats, come get your shirts. You haven't really seen, there wasn't a lot of people very enthusiastic other than people that were at the game about Miami winning the MLS Cup. And I think it's due to several factors. And I'm just being realistic, but I think that one factor has to do with the way that the club has had its kind of relationship with fans, especially season ticket holders. Two, I think that this is the MLS's fault. A big portion of it that they scheduled this final on a Saturday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. on conference championship weekend, especially that Miami Hurricanes fans were watching that because it had implications on their team. And then also it was Art Basel in Miami. Everyone was going to events in downtown Miami, Brickell, whatever, Wynwood. And those people were probably like, well, there's Art Basel events here. Are we really going to drive all the way to Fort Lauderdale? So I'm a little disappointed with just the reaction, the turnout of how people reacted to Miami winning the MLS Cup. I think maybe if it was next weekend, it would have been a lot better. I think it would have gotten a lot more attention. And I just wanted to see a better outcome from people in this city reacting to it. I mean, I think soccer is a lot bigger than hockey. I mean, no offense, not taking away from the Panthers, but obviously you have Messi as well. Like, I think the reaction should have been better from the city.
Usually for like the Super Bowl or any other final, they basically give like a 2-week span for teams to get ready. Bro, it was literally the Eastern Conference final, then the final. There was like literally no time for marketing to build up, no like anticipation, and no common sense, like you said, with Art Basel and the conference games going on, especially with the Hurricanes trying to get in and they finally got in. Shout out to them.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, even though, again, you have Messi, let's be honest. In this country, MLS is not going to be bigger than college football or NFL.
Well, I agree with that point, but also because, again, and Blake could definitely attest to this, when the Panthers won the Cup finally, the next morning, Barkov went to Fort Lauderdale Beach with the cup in hand into the water and didn't get like bomb rated.
Chucky went straight to elbow room 5 hours after they won the cup.
Yeah.
And he went straight into the water at sunrise.
Exactly. And like that first championship, there wasn't like a crazy, like, oh my goodness.
There wasn't.
The second one, the
second one was absurd.
Yeah. Absurd. Miami-Dade got involved. I think that when you look at the city of Miami in the sense of championships, we only care about dynasties here. We only care about how long can we live with this, you know? And one thing I would say too, and maybe a hot take, if let's say the Miami Hurricanes football, and there's a little teaser, win a championship this year.
Don't do it. I don't think it'd be that big. It wouldn't be that big of a turnout. I'm just
telling
you.
People want to go crazy in Coral Gables. They want to go crazy in Coral Gables. They want to go crazy in Birdwood and 49th. You know, Jonka will probably be the one that'll be leading the charge and then the back of
Dude, I'm going to be real with you. The Miami Hurricanes fan base is in Broward County. They're major fan bases in Broward.
The major championships are in Broward.
Yeah. So. Like that.
And, yeah, their fan base also goes to Miami-Dade College Kendall campus.
Can I be honest? Do you know what the issue with I don't even think it was the timing in which the parade happened, or it was on the same weekend as, you know, the conference title games. I think the issue is, and you know, I wouldn't call myself the biggest football fan in the world, but I'm a Chelsea fan. Watch the Prem. I'm up to date with everything. I try to keep up with Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga as much as I can.
Yeah.
I haven't met a single person that if I ask who's your favorite football club, that they would say Inter Miami. I haven't met one.
I mean,
No, because the issue is
How is
your
Inter Miami
major.
supposed to compete with Barca, Madrid, Manchester United? Like those are the premier clubs of basically.
Yeah, I know. That's what I think the
soccer.
issue is. I think the major issue that the U.S. has for the league is it's a sport where there shouldn't be a salary cap or a transfer cap.
Yes. Yes.
That's the main point. Like, if I'm going to be honest, would Inter Miami just run the league then? Yes. But you kind of need that in a league. You need that big team that spends all the money. That's what Real Madrid became in the early 2000s. You know that's what they put it. They made the Galacticos. That's what Real Madrid did.
I think that is a Miami problem with its fans, because if you go to a place like Portland or Seattle, a lot of people will tell you, I am a Timbers fan till I die.
Yeah, but
I am a Sounders fan.
But Daniel, the issue is the only other major sport they have is baseball.
Portland has basketball.
Don't forget about the Trailblazers.
It's the Blazers.
But also, but that's another thing
Seattle
too.
has
Yeah, but then Portland, besides basketball, you don't have any other major sport there that I know of.
Yeah, and they haven't won anything in like decades. You know,
Yeah,
Miami right now, and I hate to cut y'all off about this, and this is coming from a Celtic fan. They're on a pace going towards what Boston is of this century. Like, we got every single team with a major championship in every single league. You got dynasties for at least 3 of them, unless you want to count the Marlins' 6-year span of winning 2 World Series, if you want to count that. This is a city specifically that the fan base follows championships because they grew up with that. Portland fans grew up with Damian Lillard and maybe Brandon Roy before the injuries.
Whoa, LaMarcus Aldridge, don't disrespect now.
That's another thing. That's another example.
Are you forgetting Rudy Gay on that Blazers team?
You're making it worse. You're making it worse for
Carmelo Anthony in a Trailblazers uniform?
What? Drew Holiday with his second stint on the team? But yeah, I mean, again, to Blake's point and to your point as well, Danny, like, there's more passionate for the fans of those teams that haven't really won anything, especially when it's such a small market.
Hold on. The Timbers and the Sounders ruled MLS Cup Finals from like 2015 to 2019.
Yes,
I think. But Daniel, what I'm saying, I think the issue with the MLS is that I have a lot of Colombian friends, and for some of them, their family came to America, right? The first club that they support is a team back in Colombia or a team in La Liga. They don't like. I went and watched the Club World Cup with 2 of my friends. They're both Colombian, both born here. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Oh, you guys ever watch an Inter Miami game?" They chuckled. Like it's just not. It's not like one's a Chelsea fan, one's a Man United fan. It's not what you watch. Like I'm gonna be honest. If you're an average person and you're not paying for like Apple TV, how do you watch the MLS? Like
that goes
on USA.
Now you don't have to.
That goes into a whole different problem. That goes into a whole.
That's just money grabbing, because I think the MLS knows that they won't be the biggest sport in America. They know that.
They need to cope with that.
Like that's fine. You can easily live with that. You'll never beat the NFL or college football in America. You can't.
Well, Blake,
baseball, you weren't catching.
I ask you this: how many people do you think, out of curiosity, how many people do you think in 2026 are going to sign up for Apple TV to watch Formula One?
Ooh.
In America or around the world?
It's only America.
In only America?
Apple TV Formula One is only in the United States.
I think you're going to get around 300K. That might be low, but I think 300K, because the thing is, like,
that might be high.
That might be high.
I don't think that's
There's
high.
not that many. Look, I think F1
no, because you have to think where the races are and where the fans are, right? Like based on fan bases on the data, there's a lot of fans for Formula One's in New York. Like there's a lot of Formula One fans in New York. There's not many in Vegas, because guess what? It's the opposite side of the world for half of the races in Vegas. Like a 6 a.m. start here for me for a race, and Daniel is a 3 a.m. start in LA.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's tough. And a lot of races, Daniel can attest to this. I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to watch a lot of races.
Dude,
Um,
when it's Japan week, or China weekend, it's
bro, you know
brutal.
what the worst part is? Japan week's always my birthday week. And so like I'm there for my birthday and I'm up at like 2:40 in the morning to watch free practice too. And I'm like, what am I doing? I need to go to sleep.
Yep.
I got to go out tonight.
I
But
mean,
no, I think, but the thing is, what F1, the reason F1 even became a thing in America in the first place is because they had a viral Netflix series.
Yep.
It's the only reason it became a thing here in the first place.
Yep.
I have a buddy who loves cars. He has a 5.0 Mustang, but he tunes it up all the time, tricks it out. But you know what the issue is? He doesn't care about racing, so he just doesn't watch it. Like, he loves cars and care about racing, so he doesn't watch it. He's gone to a NASCAR event. For someone that doesn't love racing, a NASCAR event's awesome because that's so much torque and horsepower going by you. You feel it through your whole body. Formula One's not the same. Formula One's gonna be interesting next year. Well, I know we're gonna talk about that, so I'm not gonna keep going. But
no, let's get into that because yesterday, and Blake, congratulations.
Come on.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about you, Blake, but my eyes were watery. My eyes were watery. Lando Norris won his first ever Formula One World Championship, and the reason why my eyes got watery is because you start thinking like the story of this guy, you know, just being a little boy having dreams of winning an F1 World Championship, and then finally does it. It ends Max Verstappen's 4-year reign as champion.
It's the first non-Red Bull or Mercedes driver to win the world title since 2009.
The last McLaren, listen to this, and Jonko will appreciate this. The last McLaren driver to win a world championship was Lewis Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. It should have been Fernando Alonso, but they kind of screwed themselves out of that.
Yeah. I'm sure he wishes he was driving that Mercedes.
Yeah. I got into F1 in 2021. Great year to get into F1. that was a fun one. But I became a McLaren fan because Lando Norris was just on like YouTube and stuff. So I was like, oh, I know this guy. I'll watch him, support him. So you kind of go through it with him. And I don't know how much Jonka and Brandon, how much you guys watch F1, but Lando Norris isn't the typical F1 driver. F1 drivers are the cockiest people you've ever met in your life. You know how people always say like Air Force pilots are the cockiest people in the world? Well, that's what F1 drivers are. They feel like they're flying planes out there, right? They believe in their own sauce. Nothing's better than them. You can't do better than me. Lando's the opposite. Lando doubts himself in everything.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing he said in his interview was, I'm just happy I made other people happy. And then the interviewer told him, stop, you just won the world title. Like, you need to be the one happy. And so that was good. But he's been with McLaren through a lot of dark times, especially recently.
Yeah.
Like, McLaren, the first ever F1 race I got to go to was Miami 23. Do you know where McLaren was to end that race? They finished the race, by the way. No accidents or anything. There was one retirement. They finished 18th and 19th, and they were almost 2 minutes off first place. Yeah, yep. It was rough. And then last year you start seeing it. I'd say for half the season, McLaren had the best car last year. This year, McLaren out the blocks builds an absolute rocket ship. McLaren owns the track records for 8 tracks now, just off of this season. There was issues with this season for sure. We're in the ground effects era, so the Venturi tunnels have kind of ruined this regulation setup we have because they're creating turbulent air, and these cars need clean air to go through. And if there's not clean air, then it's hard to drive. But Lando, through the whole season, even when Data can attest to this, there's a loss of form. He's not there. He's not there. He was finishing second or third every single time.
Yep.
That's what it takes to be a world title contender and a champion. Yes, you need the wins. You have to get wins to do it. You know, this wasn't Max in 2023 when in 23 races he had, 20 wins, 19 wins?
Yep.
Right. It wasn't that. What it was, hey, early in the year, I wasn't 100% with this car. I didn't get it. But you know what? I'm going to put it second. I'm going to put it third every race. And so that gap if he had a bad weekend and finished 8th, instead of it being a 60-point gap, he found form. He's only 30 points behind now. And then he starts turning around, P1, P2. Max gets in the championship, which I think this season by Max Verstappen, I said that before this year, he's the greatest ever driver. If you can be in a car and win 19 or 20 out of 23 races, you're on another level from anything. It's ridiculous. But he took a car, and Jonka Brandon, I need you guys to understand this, right? The car this is an F1 term, is a shit box. It is terrible. His teammate in the first 3 Grand Prix, his teammate qualified last. Max had a pole position and finished and qualified P3 twice. If he's gonna win driver of the year, but Lando deserves that world title. It was consistent throughout the whole year. He fought his tail end off. He got screwed over at the end. He should have won the championship after Vegas, if we're being honest, but he fought his tail off, and I was so happy to see it because I mean, you see the clips of Lando after his first ever season at the end, Abu Dhabi. He's crying because his race engineer is crying because Lando's 19 years old. He's just a kid, and then he's now in the car, a man. He's there with his family. He's there with his girlfriend, and he's crying because now he's the world champion. He's the best. You can't tell him he's not the best for just this season.
To end this, I will say I'm not taking it away. Lando fully deserves it, and I'm so happy for him. But I think people will look at this and say, we know why this guy is probably the greatest driver, and I'm talking about Max.
Oh, for sure. It's not a question.
100 points he was behind.
He beat Piastri. He was 100. He was 118 points behind Piastri and beat him.
It's insane. Insane what he did.
I think I will say this: if McLaren had a number 1 driver, it wouldn't have been close. But because you can prioritize strategy, the issue that McLaren has is if you list the top 5 drivers in Formula 1 right now, I'd say McLaren has 2 of them, and they're the only team that has 2 of them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make that priority because Oscar's going to win multiple world titles. He is so fast. He's the closest thing I think there is to Max right now on the grid.
Yeah.
But it's just Lando, being in 7 years in now, he understands like, hey, maybe I had a bad race today, but if I can make that up so quickly because anything can happen in racing.
Well, Blake, I'm glad that you've had fun. I hope that Ferrari figures out what they literally have a lawnmower as an engine.
I've heard that engine's been terrible for next year from Ferrari. That's what the rumors are.
Guys, this is what I'm calling. It's a lawnmower of a car. That's what it is. It's an engine of a lawnmower. It was a very.
I thought your boy Charles was gonna ruin my championship.
Oh, dude, he was on his ass.
Dude, that Ferrari, on the mediums, its race pace was outstanding. Now they figured out something for that. But here, I digress. I'll talk about Formula 1 another day.
College football playoffs. Let's get into it. Finally, congratulations to Jonka. I'm not sure he'll finally get the T-shirt, but it's something.
What the?
Hey!
Why did it work for me? What the hell?
Every single time he does it, it's an edit.
It's
Bro,
insane.
I'm not doing that on purpose. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose.
What happens if I do this? Like what?
Hold on.
Nothing?
Congratulations to Jonka. I don't know.
Thank you.
Well, anyways, yes, the college football playoffs are here. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. So we'll go through the rankings here of number 1, which I'm so happy. Mendoza and Indiana taking down Ohio State. Indiana's at 1. They're the new number 1. Georgia is at 3. Ohio State just fell 1 spot to number 2. Texas Tech at 4. Oregon at 5. At 6, you're going to have Ole Miss. At 7, you're going to have Texas A&M. At 8, you have Oklahoma. And at 9, where's 9?
Alabama.
Here? Alabama.
Alabama staying at 9 is a freaking travesty.
Bro. Yes, bro, I agree. 10, Miami.
10, let's see. Where's
11's Tulane, 12's JMU. Shout out James Madison University.
So here are the matchups. We've got James Madison against Oregon, which
they're going to get killed, but great for JMU.
I agree.
That's a hard matchup.
If JMU wins that game, Dan Lanning should be fired.
That is an 11-1 dog going on the road to Oddsman.
Can we all wait?
I'm telling you, that's a harder matchup than it should be.
Can we all agree if JMU wins that game, Dan Lanning should be fired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done good carrying on from Cristobal, but you can't lose to JMU in the playoffs. You're Oregon.
If
After last year?
JMU beats Oregon, I got JMU going all the way to Natty and winning that shit.
There we go.
Excuse
I'll
my
take
language,
that.
bro.
I'll
I
take
gotta
that.
And again, this will be a game to see who goes to the Orange Bowl too.
Yeah.
So JMU could be in our own backyard. I'm
True.
telling you.
Brandon, I'll tell you what. JMU wins that game. We gotta go. We gotta go to the Orange Bowl and see him play.
I'm
Texas
taking.
Tech.
If I can take a Saturday off, I will figure it out. I will figure it out. And also, because I know you're going through the match, I do want to say one thing though, because a lot of the conversation about the 5 conference champs, and now people are like bashing that idea now because Notre Dame didn't get in, BYU should have been in. How dare you? Diversity is what makes the playoffs a thing. It's the reason why the playoffs were made. UFC is a 2017 national champion. We could have proved that with his playoff matchup.
Damn right they are.
Congrats to JMU. Congrats to Duke Blue Devils for doing that for them.
You know what, man? I find it so funny that Manny Diaz won
trying to make a
ACC
case after it.
title before Miami.
With a 5-loss team.
Bro, that
Can't
just
make
makes
that up.
Bro, the ACC, the commissioners of the ACC are making this out to be like a good thing, but it's making them look worse. It really
Yeah,
is.
by a mile.
The
Bro.
always crazy conference.
There, that's what it is exactly.
Yep.
Alabama and Oklahoma. I think that would be a good game.
Dude, the odds makers have it as a pick 'em.
I agree.
Give me Bama.
That's going to be the closest game.
Yeah.
But, again, I have a lot of thoughts about Bama, though. But never mind. Keep going.
Negative 3 rushing yards, and you say the same in the ranking is pathetic.
Yeah, I agree.
Blown out. There's a should we just talk about Bama right now?
Go,
Yes.
man.
Dale, bro. Come on, spit it out.
Because I think that there's 2 different sides of the coin. Because obviously BYU got dropped because they got blown out miserably to Texas Tech, and their only ranked win was like a 3-point win against Utah or something like that in the year. Alabama, through the regular season, went on a streak of beating 4 straight ranked opponents, which include Vanderbilt, which include, I believe,
LSU?
if not Tennessee, LSU when they were ranked at the time, I believe, and Georgia. Okay? So there's people that say that Bama doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. People say that they should have dropped like 4-3 spots. I don't believe so. Maybe they should have dropped to 10, and maybe you do what you want with the Hurricanes.
Okay.
But Bama deserves to be in this playoff, in my opinion.
I'm not hating on that. I agree
I
with
think
you.
they deserve it, but based on how the committee runs it, I think it's a travesty based on how they do it. I think if I'm going to be honest with you, I've said this earlier in the year. If we're doing an actual top 12 best teams in the country, 6 of them are the SEC.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the fact. But I also like having like the chance that JMU can get in the college football playoff. I love that. That's great for the school. It's great for recruiting.
Exactly.
I just the only thing I have something wrong with that is that if let's say Miami would have let's say not blown out Pitt and they would have kept it like a 1-score game, that would have affected most likely their chances of getting in over Notre Dame.
Mhm.
But Alabama looking like absolute dog water against Auburn and nearly losing that game didn't affect them at all. They just stayed put.
It's a really good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and not
Like,
even
what
that.
are we talking about?
I mean, the committee even said like, "Oh, they look great in the first half."
Last time I checked, there's 2 halves.
Yeah, is that a game? Like, is that a
They
game?
looked good in the first drive.
Yeah, again, a deserving Bama team, but definitely struggled at the end of the year. I would say that.
The winner of that game is going to go on to play number 1 Indiana. And that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, talk about the Miami trek. It's not looking pretty.
If you read my article,
You guys want to go into the Miami trek right now, or you guys want to talk about Tulane Ole Miss?
Let's just get that part out the way. Let's just get the Tulane
Okay.
part out the way.
So Tulane and Ole Miss. I mean,
Give me Tulane.
oh God.
with the new Florida head coach,
Yeah. Ole Miss
Really?
doesn't have Ole Miss doesn't have a head coach. They have a DC as a head coach. In college football, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That
know-
is true. I forgot about that.
actually, you know what? Blake, I think we spoke about it last week. That if Tulane were to go in there and win, it would just basically secure the point that I made last week, where because the head coach Lane Kiffin was not participating in this game and multiple players did not participate in the game, they should have never been in the playoffs at all. They should have just dropped out.
Yeah,
The same
we agreed on that.
The same thing that happened to FSU should have exactly happened to Ole Miss if they lose that game.
I agree. That makes perfect sense to me.
I hate that mindset. I told Jonka about that too.
Brandon,
last week.
Do you think FSU a couple years ago without Jordan Travis was a top 4 team in the country?
Well, without a Heisman potential candidate, no.
Okay, so a team without their head coach. A team without their head coach.
Yeah, but like Lane Kiffin isn't the whole team. You know what I mean? Like we still got a majority. The bulk of the team is still there.
You know,
the head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's college football.
I'm not going to go
they
out
are
of
the
their way.
bulk of the team, though. And college football, the head coach is so much of the bulk of the team because they do everything.
But, you know, I kind of have to agree with Brandon because I think that's kind of harsh to be like, oh, your head coach decided to leave. All right, you guys are out.
Yeah, Jordan Travis compared to a guy on the sideline calling plays, and he's not the only person calling plays. Lane Kiffin's not defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator. I mean, has anybody even talked about Lane Kiffin as like a mastermind, like a Kyle Shanahan? No, you know. Jordan Travis is
that's because he has so much bad stuff around him. But Lane Kiffin is an offensive play caller and he's a damn good one. Like, that's just a fact. He's a really good offensive play caller.
Well, whatever it may be, Jordan Travis, when he was not on that roster for Florida State, we saw Florida State dropped. The committee, after 1 week, after the Egg Bowl, with the Lane Kiffin news, raised Ole Miss over Texas A&M, which shocked me more than anybody because I had Texas A&M winning the SEC. But I'm telling you, though, also go Gators, but Tulane's going to get swamped. No pun intended. John Summerall hopefully comes over here to help out the recruiting class. But this is still a decent, good roster for Ole Miss. It's the best that the program has ever seen in their history. And I just don't want to believe that because one guy left, and let alone, again, the offensive coordinator is going to be staying for this playoff push before he goes to LSU. I still think they're a team to look after. They probably won't win it all, but definitely a team to look after.
I don't think they make it past they win this game. I think they win this game. They got Georgia next, so I don't think they beat Georgia, to be honest.
Yeah.
And now,
dude, here's the thing, right? In college football, the head coach does basically everything off the field. He does a lot of the picking for recruiting. Of course, you have scouts that go look and your athletic director, but at the end of the day, it's head coach. Head coach makes that decision, right? That's why in the NFL, you can just rotate head coaches if you really want to because they just organize the players that are in front of them because the GM takes care of everything off the field. Lane Kiffin brought all those players there. They're all there. Players don't go to schools. They go to coaches nowadays. You go to a coach. These players are not at Ole Miss because they love Ole Miss. I'm going to say the majority of them are there because they love Lane Kiffin. That's fair. And if your head coach isn't there, that recruited you, that fought for you to go there, you're gonna have a lack of confidence. You're not gonna be as into it, even if it is the playoffs, right? We've seen in the NFL that like back in the day, OBJ taking guys out on a yacht in Miami week before playing Green Bay in the playoffs.
Yes, but at the same time, if I'm an athlete, right? I'm on a team. I'm in the freaking college football playoffs. Am I
because
really
of Lane Kiffin?
Am I really gonna be sitting on the couch and be like, I don't want to play this game because I don't have my coach?
But not even that. Not even that.
No,
Wait, I gotta tell you right now.
He should have done it.
But don't you think the locker room has changed though? The mindset. This guy left us. I saw every single player on social media. Oh, Lane Kiffin, he's a rat. That's not he. Well, he was
just wait.
Most of them they didn't want him to stay. I'm telling you, this team is playing not for Lane Kiffin, but the show. They don't need Lane Kiffin. That's what I saw from this team and the reaction from the whole program once he left on that plane.
I'm just saying,
you could be right.
I don't think so because there's going to be at least 12 Ole Miss players that are at LSU next year, at minimum.
Next year,
exactly. But if they already know they're going there, they're checked out. You have to think, right? How many guys on Ole Miss's football team are probably going to go to the NFL in the next year?
About 5.
About 5 or 6.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe 6, 7.
Okay. I'm going to leave. Think about it like this, right? Remember the whole thing like we always talk about, especially as UM fans, the Willis McGahee situation, right? Willis McGahee was going to be a first-round pick, tears his knee up, isn't a first round pick, still becomes a good NFL running back, but not what he was going to be. The guys don't care about playoffs in college once they know they're going to be a top draft pick. They don't, because they're going to make more money next year. They care about the money for most of them. That's what it comes down to. Like, I'm sure these guys don't get paid bonuses if they make it to the quarterfinal of the college football playoff. Like, but guess what? If I go second round in the draft and I don't play bad in the playoff, well, I'm going to get that signing bonus and I'm going to be getting paid, what is it? Like second round, like early second round's like $6 million, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
I just find it as if the person, they might say they hate Lane Kiffin. I just think there's going to be a loss of attitude because I think Lane Kiffin being this, I'm not going to say a bad word, being the person he is, having the history he has, it brings an edge to where you feel like you kind of got to hold something up, right? Like my high school coach was not a fun guy, right? You would have hated my high school football coach, but that made you as a team that have like an edge. Like it made you like want to hit something almost. Like I feel like Lane Kiffin brings that also, but I could be wrong. Give me Tulane with the plus points though.
I don't know. Look, maybe it's just me, but I'm a competitive person. I like winning, and
that's why you're a Dodger fan.
Just as a grown man, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, I don't care. I'm just gonna go out there and get blown out because I don't care because Daddy Kiffin left me. I mean, I'm not. That's just not me, and I'm sure that there's guys in that locker room that just not gonna be like, well, I'm going to LSU next year, so let's just get blown out.
I mean, that's perfectly fair. Like, I don't think that's I think that's completely reasonable. But at the same time, right? Think about it like this. Like, go back to when you're 20, 21 years old, because that's how old these guys are. You're at a party with your boy, right? Your boy leaves the party. Are you staying at the party? Probably not. Your boy's gone. You're going to go hang out with your boy now. Right? Unless, like,
you have more than one friend.
Well, of course. But I'm like, if you went to this party with your boy, right? Like, let's say, Daniel, you and Brandon went to this party.
Wait, actually, hold on. We have a perfect example of this. What happened to Notre Dame when Brian Kelly left? Playoff team. Brian Kelly leaves to LSU. Everyone thinks that everyone's going to leave with Brian Kelly. Then guess what happens? They go in-house, gets Marcus Freeman, and they go to a national championship appearance a few years later, if not the next year.
That is true.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that Ole Miss is Notre Dame, but what I am saying is Lane Kiffin is not Ole Miss. And I think a lot of people, especially throughout the process, the way that the media has put her down, people think that Lane Kiffin
seem like he's Ole Miss.
They make him seem like he's Ole Miss, and he's not Ole Miss. He's just 6 years there, you know? So, and also another thing, because obviously this is a little bit away from the college football playoffs talk, but because I talk about Lane Kiffin, especially with Jonka on sidelines, which of course you'll be able to see every single Tuesday. When I look at the LSU job, yeah, sure, better recruits, all that stuff. Even if Lane Kiffin brought all the guys from the program of Ole Miss and transfer them in, LSU is not going to be a guaranteed playoff team. Okay, they're not going to be close to a playoff team in the next 2 to 3 years. It's going to take time to build that program. Because what Brian Kelly did to that program and the expectations of that program after Joe Burrow left,
it's hard. Daniels left. He buried him.
And again, a Heisman candidate guy that didn't even see the playoffs. Okay,
that's what's happening. He was a Heisman winner.
Yeah, Heisman winner too as well, and didn't get to see the playoffs. So that's another thing too. That Lane Kiffin and LSU, if you go to that program, it's a rebuilding top tier program, sure. But similar when Billy Napier took the Florida Gators job, and what Brian Kelly did with the LSU, the expectations were very, very high. And guys were gone within 4 years. Not saying that Lane Kiffin's not going to be able to succeed, but guys need to know if you transfer with Lane, you're not going to win it next year. You may not win it the year after that. Those Ole Miss players, this is probably your best chance to win right now. Probably the best chance to win.
It doesn't matter anyways because no matter between those two teams who wins, I think they're getting smacked in the Sugar Bowl by Georgia.
Very
anyways. True. Jonka, Miami, Texas A&M at College Station, cheapest ticket, $550.
Whoa!
Yep.
Cheap.
Yep.
That's a bargain.
winner of that game goes to the Cotton Bowl with a date with the Ohio State University.
My God.
Jonka, talk to me. How are
Yeah.
you feeling about those Canes?
I mean, I'm grateful that we made it, but now I'm worried that I might end up still without a T-shirt. We
I put a lot of money. You're not going to get a T-shirt, buddy. I'm sorry.
hey, it's okay.
You can get one through FIU in the First Responders Bowl against UTSA.
Yeah?
There we go.
I have very few options left, but I only see very few ways Miami could win this game, but it's gonna have to be through pressuring Marcel Reed. Don't let big plays happen, and I would have to say protect the edges, because if you can do all that, I feel like you can cause turnovers against Marcel Reed, who has been known. I think he has like 10 or 12 interceptions this year, and most of them came when he got pressured. And you got Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain, who are two first-round picks.
You named two Miami strengths there, and keys to win.
Exactly. So I'm like, that's the key. But if you somehow, some way, allow Texas A&M to stay in the game, and we saw that 30-point comeback against South Carolina, they can get hot. They're at College Station. They're at home. They got the people behind them. I mean, they got Casey Concepcion, who's a dog.
That 12th man's for real there, man.
Bro, it's gonna be a very tough game for Miami to win. But I don't know, like the same thing with Ole Miss. Like they feel like they have a chip on their shoulders. Like, oh, do we deserve to be here? We need to show, the college football committee that we need to give them the respect that they let us come in. Now we gotta show them that we win. But at the same time, Texas A&M has gone this kind of little bit representation where their defense is good, but their offense is kind of mediocre. Like the only person you could possibly say on that defense is good is Cassius Howell, the first round pick projected edge. But overall, I feel like the only two good players on that offense is Casey Concepcion and Ruben Owens, the running back. Besides that, I don't see any big play makers on that offense on the Aggie side. That's the one thing I could see Miami really doing something to them. I have it right here. Texas A&M's run defense is ranked 38th. Miami's run defense is ranked 7th. So you can stop the run, and you can get pressure on the QB. You can create some havoc. And I don't know. I was watching the Texas game, the South Carolina game, and the Notre Dame game. They went up. Marcel Reed was throwing some questionable throws when you got pressure on him. And I'm going to keep repeating it. If Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor can get to him, it might be a long night for the Aggies. But at the same time, Miami has been known to keep these games close for some unknown reason.
Shout out Mario Cristobal.
Which is why the one thing I put for the offense is if you have the opportunity to run the score up, run the score as high as possible, just in case Mario Cristobal does, excuse my language, shit the bed and allow teams to come back. The score is so big that it doesn't allow it to happen. And the running game with Mark Fletcher and Gerard Pringle and everybody else, I think we'll be there because just like I said, 38th in the country in running defense. But I want to hear like your guys' takes because I can go through this all day. But
well, I truly do believe in the Hurricanes defense, though. For me, I've been saying throughout the entire year, love Texas A&M. They should be one of the top teams in the nation. Obviously, the loss to Texas has put a lot of light. But at the same time, the close one to South Carolina put in a very much way that this team can, in any other circumstance, whether down 30 or they're on the road, whatever it is, they can answer it back. So Reed is the real deal. Elko is a real head coach to worry about, obviously. But when you look at Miami, though, this was a team that used to be number 2 in the nation. And from what we've seen from them, the consistency has been there. Carson Beck has been consistent. Malachi Tony, true All-American freshman this season. ACC Freshman of the Year. And you can keep on going. This is a team with a lot of Sunday players, not Saturday players, Sunday players, and especially on the defensive line. When you look at what the O-line is talking about for Texas A&M, the Aggies not respecting, saying that Ruben, it's not even that's a crazy soundbite. That's a soundbite Chris Paul's going to have written on the walls of the plane towards College Station.
Yeah.
I really do like the idea that Miami could probably win this game on the road. We've seen a home and home type of matchup between Texas A&M and Miami before, and the home team's always won. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. I think the Hurricanes playing the best style of football, and as Jonka said, run up the score type of offense.
You got to.
You got to, but you can't toy your food. You just can't.
The spread
Carson
is
Beck throwing 4 interceptions against Louisville. We saw that.
the spread is
And
4
the
right now.
odds at 4. And they're giving the Canes like a 45% chance of winning this game. It's probably going to be
Basically,
honestly.
the home team gets 3 points.
Guys, I'm telling you, by the second half, this is a guarantee. Malachi Tony will throw a touchdown in this game, and it'll probably be a 2-possession type of game going to the fourth quarter. Hurricanes on top. I like the Canes in this one. The Canes on the road, and quite frankly, a Canes team that last time playing in the state of Texas, lost in overtime. They will win in the state of Texas this time around.
I forgot who was our quarterback the last time. I think it was 2 years ago because we did a back-to-back. We won in Miami, but we lost in College
Texas
Station.
A&M.
But
Yeah.
I know. But who's the quarterback for us? I think was it Tyler Van Dyke?
Probably was Van Dyke, and
Yeah.
Devon Achane was the running back for the Aggies.
Yeah, I mean they don't have an HN and we don't have Van Dyke, so I can see this game. I mean they had Jimbo Fisher as their head coach, so I'm not gonna. I can't say anymore because Jimbo Fisher was trash. But
Hey, but Jim Bob over there in FSU owned Miami, so
I mean, yeah, we were trash there.
you guys know, and you guys will probably say, "Wow, have you found Jesus?" I have found Jesus a long
We
time
found
ago.
baby Jesus.
I'm not a fond supporter of the Hurricanes. I did say they deserve to be in. They're in. But I will say I think they do win this game on the road. I don't think. Oh wait, hold on.
Nah, he just disrespected the shit out of me. Hey, screw this guy. Yo, ban him. No, ban him. Ban him. What the? Nah.
Like,
As
it's
a
coming in.
barber,
Just give
I
it
love
time.
this
Just
show.
give it time.
Every stage of beard growth.
Yo, dude, focus on cutting hair. Stop talking about beards. Oh
Wait.
my
Polar
god.
Knights. I gotta ask him. Polar Knight. Who has the best beard of all? Well, sorry, Blake, but out of us three, who has the best beard?
Brandon, fuck you, Daniel.
There we go. There
There
we
you
go. I appreciate you. I gotta tell my mom that because she sometimes is not.
We know.
Beard.
I mean, I know.
You see, this is 2 weeks of growth, by the way.
Blake, you look like a 2-year-old.
This is 2 weeks of growth.
Damn. You
Give
need
it the
to
whole
shave
year.
more.
Make that New Year's resolution, man. Just
Dude,
let
I
it go.
can't. I have a giant bald spot under my chin. I can't let it grow.
I feel you.
Brandon looks like a Marine that's been fighting it out in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Hey,
Brandon
I'm
looks
back
like he's
pro
a chin
club.
strap on.
You get it.
22.
Oh
I'm
man,
almost in my mid-20s.
bro, you're getting shot at by a guy named Polar Knights.
I'm gonna be 23 in 4 months. Like,
Welcome to Plug Talk Sports, baby.
what the shit? You know what, Daniel? Can I tell you? I honestly, all right. Back to sports. Take the shit off the screen. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be honest, right?
Yeah,
If
go
Miami
ahead.
was on the other side of the bracket, I actually think they could win the title. But I'm also of the opinion I don't think Indiana is better than Ohio State. So I think Ohio State walks Miami if Miami beats Tech. Like, I think Ohio State beats them by 20.
I can second that. I mean,
I think
I
it's
think
more
I would be
likely.
surprised if it's not a blowout.
Yeah, I think it's more likely in a neutral site Miami beats Indiana than Miami losing within 2 scores to Ohio State at a neutral site.
I'm glad
Like,
you brought that up.
I personally think Ohio State played their worst game of the season against Indiana, and it's not even like they were outcoached or outplayed. They were just in the wrong spots at wrong times. Like, we saw what happened to the Dolphins earlier in the year. Like, no, put him on the screen. Put him on the Polar Knights.
So he
Bro,
says,
bro.
I like the advice from Daniel. He
Don't
has
ever-
the beard of a grown
Ever
man.
ask advice from a guy who's a Cowboys fan, a Dodgers fan, a Ferrari fan, and a Real Madrid fan? He has no correlation to any one of those teams. Don't you dare ever ask for advice from him ever again.
I have correlation
ever do
to
it.
those teams. I have a correlation.
You have no family in California.
Thank you. I
Realistic,
appreciate
man.
it.
I know
He
Danny
skipped
put
that one. He skipped
Yeah, I
that
know he put that one up.
Oh, look at this loser. Put the next one up. Loser. Bum. Okay, sorry. I need to relax. Okay.
Unbelievable.
I got the yelling.
But
All right.
Blake, what you were saying though, because I like the idea that Ohio State will rock them. Ohio State. I want to bring up some receipts from this season of Ohio State throughout their schedule.
It's been bad.
The records that show against ranked opponents is Texas week 1, a 14-7 victory at home. The Big House on the road, very impressed against a number 15 Michigan, 27-9.
And that
And then the
Michigan
loss-
team was they pulled it together at the end of the year. That was an actual good Michigan
It
team.
was an actual good team. Indiana with a Heisman candidate winning at 13-10, obviously low scoring, big defensive game, and really came down to a missed field goal at that point.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, you got games Grambling, Ohio, Washington, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Penn State, minus James Franklin, Purdue, UCLA, New Jersey football, and Rutgers. And, of course, there is another ranked win I totally forgot about, Illinois, but who the hell even remembers about the whole state of Illinois? So I will put it in this perspective. Similar to what you would say about Notre Dame and their schedule and all these other teams that, what is the sample size? This Ohio State team goes against an actual Big Ten contender and lose. Indiana went out of their way against a real Oregon contender and won on the road, and in this case, won against Ohio State.
I vote and I drink. I'm the kid.
I vote and I drink. Someone quote that on the shirt.
Let's focus, guy. I can't. Just focus.
But I
mean,
will say this.
Can I tell you what the difference is, though, Brandon? It's
Tell me.
Notre Dame against bad competition were winning. They were winning by a good margin, and the whole argument of there were similar teams, and Miami was beating those teams by bigger margins than Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't have it right in front of me. I remember Notre Dame beating some of these teams and absolutely rolling them. Am I mistaken in that? That's from my memory. Yeah, they were rolling them. And when I watched the Indiana-Ohio State game, I watched Ohio State not be in sixth gear. It looked like they were in fourth gear. Like it looked like they weren't there. No, that's a manual reference.
Hey. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But before you go, Brandon, because I was saying this last week that I texted you during the game that I don't trust Julian Sane with every ounce of my being, and you could just tell the guy I don't know what he was doing that game, but it made the difference in the game. I don't know how many more times I gotta say it. Ohio State, besides playing those 3 or 4 ranked teams, haven't really been tested until literally Indiana, and then bang, they lose, and they kind of been mediocre. I mean, the Texas game week 1, 14-7.
Daniel, put it up.
Well, who is this guy?
Daniel, put it up.
I like this guy. Whoever this is.
Yeah, of course you like this guy. He's been riding you the whole time he's been here. All right, look here, Polar. All right, look here. You're not gonna find better takes on this show if you looked up your rear. All right, than this guy right here.
Oh,
all right.
Brandon has some pretty good takes.
Guarantee.
I guarantee. If you looked up your, you couldn't find a better take than mine. Guarantee. No, I'm kidding. All right, okay.
I rest my case. I rest my chase. Oh my god.
Yeah, hey, W English, buddy.
I'm a journalism major. I came and protect that. But
me too. Shout out.
But Jonathan, you did say that though. Couldn't trust saying. I just really can't trust this Ohio State team. It's a lot of young guys are putting a lot of faith on. Jeremiah Smith and injuries obviously have been a case in the second half of this year. And so what we saw from the first half of the Michigan game, there's teams that could compete with Ohio State. They're not world benders, in my opinion.
I think what's the difference between this Ohio State team and last year's is the running game. They literally have no running game.
Yeah.
But they have Bo Jackson, but that's not the real Bo Jackson. But without Quinshon Judkins and without Travion Henderson, this team looks kind of one dimensional. And Julian Sayin knows that if he doesn't get it to Jeremiah Smith or Cardinal Tate or Brandon Innes in a split second, forget it. It's a dead ball. It's a dead ball, and I think they're struggling with that. They can't get the ball out. And now with Brian Hartline heading to USF,
Yeah.
I think the receivers are like, bro, what are we doing? Like, there's no coordination whatsoever, and I think it's kind of affecting the team now. So, if Miami were to win this game on the 20th, who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying.
All right, we got to end it there. We've hit our limit. I want to thank Polar Knights for his support. Blake's going at him. Blake
this guy went at him
At the end of the show.
Take care, kid.
Shut up,
Blake is not happy, man. Blake is.
Nah, I got disrespected on the national stage.
Bro, can we send Polar Knights a shirt, please? Can we send him a shirt?
No, don't send him a shirt. But get a shirt with Daniel's
DM
face
our
on it and give it
socials.
to
We
him.
will figure it out.
Polar Knights, what is your real name? I don't know why. I have a feeling I know who this is, but
I
Polar
have a
Knights.
feeling it's one of my friends made a Twitch account to try and mess with me.
What is your name, Polar Knights? Before we go,
Rich
Why is he
kid.
calling me kid?
We're not gonna dox this guy on Twitch.
hey, hold on. He's a big Daniel Torres
I want-
supporter. Okay.
I want your government and your social right now. That's the only way you get to watch another stream. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
That's terrible.
All right. Well, he's not giving us his name. Darn it! I wanted to find
Bro,
out who it was.
I've been getting railed for the last how long? For the last 10 minutes. I've been getting railed over here.
Oh my god.
This is one of my boys. I know this is one of my boys now. I can guarantee it.
Do you know any barbers, Blake?
No.
I already have Blake's shirt. My son gifted him. Oh my god, bro. Yo, Blake, you're getting them strays, bro.
I'd love to
guess, shit.
continue and hang around and continue this roast of Blake, but this is not a Netflix.
What? What?
This is a sports show, okay? So we've hit our limit. We've hit the hour.
You know what? No, screw this guy. It's 11 p.m. He has work in the morning. Go to sleep. You have a 9 to 5 to get to. All right? Jesus Christ. Holy.
What?
Real sport all what?
I'm so
I don't
confused.
know. Okay, that's it. We've hit the limit. We've hit the limit.
Yeah.
We've hit the limit. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in, watching. We appreciate all the beard loving sports lovers out there.
That's average Cowboys fan English right there.
Yeah, tune in. Tune in the rest of the week for all of our shows at the Plug Talk Sports Network. We'll see you guys
I thought
next
you
Monday
education.
for a brand new episode. Have a great night.